Welcome back to Fast Freddy RC, and today we are going to do an unboxing video of the new Opel Calibra V6 Cliff car on the TT-01E chassis. Now what's interesting is, when this car was first released, it was back in 1997, and it came on a TA-03F chassis, which was a belt drive chassis. So if they wanted to make this, a true re-release of the car, you'd almost say it should have come out on the TA-03 chassis. And especially with belt drive, there's not too many cars now that you see that they're producing with a belt drive chassis. Now, in doing some research, it sounds like the belt drive chassis was a bit problematic. It was a lot harder to build, but it was also a lot harder to maintain because of the belt. So there's a possibility that Tamiya decided that, you know what, we'll put it on our tried and true TT-01E chassis, which then again I'd say, well, why didn't they put it onto their TT-02 chassis, which my understanding was an upgrade to a TT-01E. I don't know. I'm happy to build a TT-01E chassis because I've got plenty of different variations of a TT-02. This will be the first car that I'm building on the channel that is a TT-01E chassis. But as a car, I think this looks pretty sharp. This came out March 26th, my birthday incidentally. So it was a kind of a cool reason to get this car anyway. Brand new, cool. But I love the look of this because I think with it being this black with the white stickers, it looks so sharp, and those the white decaling is going to really pop on the black. So I will be doing this box art. But I won't do any more rambling. I know that this car comes with the torque-tuned motor. I've kind of curious to see how that works, just in terms of its performance. So we'll go ahead and do the unboxing. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I've already taken the plastic off just to make this a little easier to get into. So cool. Right on. So there we go. There's our urethane bumper. Here is our parts bags. So let's see. Here are, looks like you've got the steering servos, a couple of other, or not the servos, but the servo savers parts. Here we've got some black O-rings and looks like the body pins and whatnot. Here is our torque tuned 540 motor. In here it looks like, well, here's all of our gears for the transmission. That might only be for one side, I'm not sure at the moment. Then we've got, well, there's parts bag C, and you can see we've got some body pins, some nylon straps, screws, our handy dandy wrench, some double-sided tape, and looks like we've got our nuts for the wheels and whatnot. They're in there. Then we have parts bag B, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of the gears for the differential are in there as well. You can see them in there. Some more screws, and it looks like there are the springs for the suspension. So it's just nuts, gears, bolts, screws, and the springs in that bag. So that's bag B. Then we have bag A, which again, you can see has the motor mount. It's got some more of the differentials, so that'll be probably for, one of either the front or the rear differentials. And then of course we've got our grease and some more nuts and screws, and then we've got our Allen key in there. So that's bag A. And then separately, you can see we've got the plastic bearings and the brass bushings. But again, we will be replacing all of that with full ball bearings. So that's that part of the kit. Then we've got the body. Oh, cool. And notice they actually have already cut out the wheel wells. I don't know if that's a standard thing whether that's something new that Tamiya is doing, because I know on some of their kits that's not the case. I know the 30th anniversary Mustang definitely has the wheel wells cut. I kind of hope you see that more, because that's one of the hardest parts, and I think that's so cool that they've actually done that. But the body, I don't know if you can see that. It's so, with it being so clear, but the body for this car just looks so cool, and I like the back end of that too. Like that looks great. Love it, love it. So then we have this parts bag, which has all of the knuckles for the suspension, and you can see these two pieces here. They're for the top part for covering the differentials, and there's two of them, so that'll be for both sides, and then some other suspension pieces I think in there. And again, I've never built a TT-01E chassis, so this is all new to me. And you can see there's a cover that's going to go over top of the gears as well. I don't know what that is. And then there's this brace. I do know that one of the main differences on the TT-01 versus the TT-02 is this brace right there actually is what's holding the front and the back together. There's something about it where you end up having to hold things together with this on to be able to attach it to the other part of the chassis. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that, but it sounds like it might be a little bit more difficult to build than a TT-02, but we will certainly see. Then we've got our tires, so they do go with the full slicks. I wasn't sure because some images I've seen show the tread, so that's cool. That'll be slick tires. Then in this parts bag, you can see we've got the drive shaft, as well as all of the knuckles and drive parts that are going to go into the gearbox. And then of course you've got your dog bone drive shafts themselves. So this bag has all of the parts needed for the drive system. Then this one here, oh, very cool. So this here is the wing. So that wing is actually molded in the black plastic. So that's cool. You don't have to paint it or anything. I don't know, depending I might, but then again I might not. So this has also got the side mirrors, but it's very cool that the wing is there, which I'll attach obviously after we painted it. Then of course here is your TT-02 or TT-01E bathtub frame. Oh, that's interesting. They've even the stickers are already on the side of the car. That's new. I've not seen that before. Normally that they put them in the sticker sheet and you have to put them on yourself if you want them. But that's an interesting one because the TT, notice that there's a groove for the drive shaft, which keeps it away from everything else. On the TT-02, that's not there. In fact, it's not as protected. So I don't know. That'll be interesting to build. So there is an obvious difference to the bathtub frame. Then you have, well, let's look at these actually. There's the wheels. And they look cool. I kind of like the look of that style. That's pretty cool. Okay. And then in this bag, again, we've got a whole bunch of other parts, and you can see there's some of the I guess the suspension parts there, front, maybe rear, kind of hard to tell. You've got the body mounts and whatnot here. There's this piece, which I have no idea what that is, and there's one on this side as well. So I'm not sure at all what that's all about. And you can see there's some shock pieces here too. So there's the top parts of the shocks. Yeah, I don't know. Be curious. I don't know. Then of course we've got this here, which, oh, I guess it's a parts list showing you sort of a open view of all the pieces and how they would go together. Interesting. Kind of cool, actually. Kind of like the sort of the broken apart. What do they call that? I guess I'm trying to think of the name of what they call it when they do that. Then you've got the body part set instructions in terms of how to put the Calibra together, the paint scheme, how to do it, and how to put on all of the stickers. That car just looks really, really cool, I think. So that's cool, that's there. And then you have the TT-01 Type E Chassis instruction manual. So again, this is going to be cool because I've never built a TT-01E chassis. But once again, I mean, their instructions are incredible. I love the detail. And this does look like it's going to be a lot of fun because, like I said, I've got a few different TT-02 chassis. This will be the first TT-01E, and it looks like it's, you know, obviously it's a little bit different in terms of the build, but I will take you through the build process for this. So yeah, that's super cool. Got some other paperwork here. Something to do with the fine spec is what they've got on there. Not really entirely sure what that'll be all about, but we'll get to it. And then of course we've got the sticker sheet, and I mean, look at those stickers. I mean, this is going to look so sharp on the black. And you've got these big red tail lights. I don't know if you can put actual lights on this car or not. I'll certainly look, but I think for now I'm going to build this stock. Other than the ball bearings, I'll build it stock. Very, very cool. So there you have it. There is the unboxing of the Opel Calibra Cliff on the TT-01E chassis. But yes, so please like, subscribe. Let me know you'd like to see more content, and we will see you in another video.